is just a little bit of a dry brush. It's nothing, no major colour application. Okay, that is it for that colour. Now what we need is oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. What do we need? What do we need? What do we need? Oh yes, we need, and I'm going to use one of my older brushes because I don't want to be using my new brush for everything because it'll soon get a bit scraggy. What we need next is our Altdorf Gerd Blue, and that is for the highlight colour for the blue that we put on earlier. And that's not the brush I need, it's this one. Okay, so this is, let's say, the highlight colour for the fang that we applied earlier. So we'll just add that in little dabs here and there, wherever we put the fang. Why is it I can never actually say the fang without saying it the way I do? I think it just sounds like one of those paint colours that really should have the name emphasised in such a way. The fang. That's probably just me being an idiot that I am. Right. Okay, so it's just all sorts of places that have been that's had the fang added. We just touch with this Altdorf Gerd Blue. A lot of these places in the other models would have been highlighted further with Saltec Green, that was it. We probably won't be doing any of that on this one because I don't think there's anywhere that's going to be well, we'll not be doing it to any great deal anyway, let's put it that way. I think the only place we will be putting it is on his on the top of his helmet, and that actually sounded much better in my head than it probably did on the video. Insert your own jokes here, folks. Haha. Okay, so that, oops, hang on a second, there are other parts that I placed that we could definitely put it on. So there's going to be at least two places that's going to have, so we're going to have sort of green on there, a little on there, and probably a little on there, and that is probably the only places that's going to get any of the Saltec Green with this little character. Okay. Next, what do we want? We want the Iron Breaker. That's Dawnstone. That's the Iron Breaker. And this is the one that has a lid that doesn't like to stay up. And all we're going to be doing in any areas that are going to be metal except for the blade is going to get dry brushed over with this. The reason I'm not doing the blade is because I want the blade a paler colour, so I'm going to be using the Runefang steel for that. Okay, so that's that bit done. Now the gun. There we are. There's no real point in me doing the back of the hand on that one, because when I put it on, it's going to be, mind you, I will highlight it slightly with the whatchamacallit, highlight it slightly with the white. They look as though there could be metal. That will get a dry brush, and that looks as though it's metal. That I've done with this all along. I may be wrong about that being metal, but never mind. It won't be the first time I'm wrong, certainly won't be the last. I'll do underneath there as well. I'll do that. And those I will do a slightly different colour. It'll just be grey. Okay, and for that one I will be using Dawnstone. It's a very, very simple operation, this one. As you may have noticed, once you go through the highlighting stage, it's quite easy. Okay, so that's the majority of that done. Now what we're going to do is the Soltec green. As there's only a small amount of this to do, I might as well get it done. So, on the tip of our brush, and we go 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's get a quick blap there, quick blap there. Let's do a little extra, shall we? So there's nothing much really can be seen with the Soltec green, so I'm not going to be going overboard with it. That'll do. Anything on the arms? Let's see. And here we'll do. Oops. Just that. Okay. That's that done. And now what we need to do just to finish off the main body is a highlight, the extreme highlight for the armour in the white. Okay, so before we do that, I'm going to glue the arms on, so I know exactly where I'm working. Where's my glue gone? Okay, just a blob of glue on there. A blob of glue on here. Oops, a big blob of glue on there. A little more than I wanted, never mind. There we are. Two things I've forgotten. First of all, the blade. I'm not going overboard with these like I would do with my Warhammer 40,000 figures. So I'm just going to do a quick sweep down there and down there, and once that's dried I will be going over again with the Guilliman Blue Wash, or Guilliman Blue Wash, whatever it may be called. And that's that done. And also what I want to do, which again I'd forgotten about, a little bit of red. You know me. It's the artist in me. I always have to have a little bit of red in somewhere. I want to add these cord things here. Whatever they may be. I want to add them in red. And the main body of his gun. The thing is, I'm not a great fan of the colour red, but I have this artistic knowledge, you could say. This particular artist, I can't remember which one it was, one of the classical artists rather. He used to always put a little bit of red somewhere in each of his paintings, and it made it pop. And I always like to do that myself. So I have a tendency of just put a little bit of red in here and there, and I'll do that on his gun. It counteracts the blue and the white. Okay, so that's that. I'm not going to be doing the cape yet, so that's why I'm stopping down. I want to get the main body finished first before I do anything with the cape. Okay, so with a damp-ish brush going into the white, and we'll just add that highlight. And we're not going right to the edge of everywhere because we don't want to be losing any of that previous colour. Or we don't want to be losing all of that previous colour, shall I say. We do want to be losing some of it though. And you can see now how it's going to be looking. I hope. So I'm trying not to go horizontal, even though I just did go horizontal. But I've gone a little. I went horizontal, then I feathered it a bit. Because that's what you really want to do. You want it looking as though it's blending outwards. And this is going to be the tricky part in just being able to concentrate to getting it done. As you can see, it's in some places we're not getting a great deal of paint put down, are we? And I'm working in a very stippling action, just dabbing, because we don't want it to look what's the word I'm looking for? We want it to look random. And if we just do it with the brush strokes, then it's not going to look that random, is it? I hope I've got the right word there. There we go. So a little bit more on the boots. It needs to be done, I think. Okay, a little more water. There's water on the pallets. Okay, next we need just try to brush off slightly. That paint on the palette is too Got the wrong way now. The paint on the palette is too watery. It's not achieving, it won't achieve anything with this. Not for the technique we're using anyway. Well, lots of this area is going to be in shadow anyway, so we don't need a lot of this highlight on his back. There's just certain areas where we can pick out just to brighten it up a touch and break it loose from its surroundings. Oops, my hand slipped then, but never mind. Okay, so there we have our chap.